Hi, I'm Sean Reardon, Mayor of Newburyport, and welcome to the latest edition of the Mayor's Corner. It's kind of dark and rainy out there today, so Ryan and I are indoors. We had to cancel our Woodman Park basketball court ribbon cutting today because of the weather, so we'll do something fun in the spring for that. But it's nice that we're getting some rain. We desperately need it. I think you've probably seen the brush fires happening all over the North Shore and all over Massachusetts, so we need the rain. So hopefully we can get a good couple days of rain for everyone in the area, and especially for those, not because it's so dry, hopefully fighting back some of those fires that are still burning all across Massachusetts. But hey, happy Thanksgiving week. We are finally here. Thanksgiving is a week from today. I am so looking forward to next week. It's just a fun week. I really enjoy Thanksgiving. I'm not really into the meal as much as you might think, but I just love, I love the idea of homecoming and people coming back to Newburyport and seeing old friends, particularly old friends from high school. But I'll talk a little bit more about Thanksgiving in a second. So I do have a couple updates, a little bit repetitive from last week, but still I think a lot of important things going on. First, the Chief of Staff search is still ongoing. I think I said this last week, but we had over 50 people apply for this job, which is just crazy. When I first got elected, in November of 2021, we had 5 people apply for the job. And like I said, I was very lucky to get Andrew Levine. He had been here almost 3 years, and he just moved on and became the town administrator in Hatfield, Mass. But now we have an open position, so it was so great to see so many people want to come to Newburyport and apply for this job. So I've got it down to 4 finalists. We had 2 interviews yesterday. I have 2 coming up on Friday. 4 really unique candidates, all bringing different skills and backgrounds and experiences. So, again, I had a nice little screening group together that went through all those 50 plus applications and resumes and get down to, I think we interviewed for the first round in that screening group around 10 or 12 different candidates. And then it said we got down to 4 finalists. So that's where we're at. So hopefully we'll wrap this up on Friday, and then I'll take the weekend to think about it. But then I'll hopefully be able to make an offer to somebody right before Thanksgiving, which is pretty neat. What else is going on? So I've talked a little bit about the mold at City Hall here. So it's affected 2 offices, our planning office and our assessor's office. Both are being very flexible right now, which I really appreciate. They're working out of the mayor's conference room on the 2nd floor, and then some are working from home part-time, but they're really making the best of it. So again, hats off to them. And they're really finding ways to make themselves available to the public during this time of transition here while we work with remediating and making the repairs needed in those 2 offices. So we did enter into the Maya. That Maya is our insurance that we have here at the city. But we have our Maya vendors program, and which is great because they actually will handle a lot of this process. They're coming in on Friday to do another walkthrough of the building. They'll come up with the scope. They'll get the contractors to do it. They will actually pay the contractors to do it. So it all happens through the insurance company, which is great. But we'll know a lot more on Friday, and then I'll be able to put out more information, more so for staff here, but I can also tell the public, what are the next steps moving forward so we can get those offices back up and running as soon as possible. So that's where we are with that. I wanted to let you know that the community preservation proposals, so the Community Preservation Acts, those CPA funds that our CPC committee comes together each year and picks projects to do with those funds. Those projects have to fall in some certain buckets. It can be recreation, it can be open space, it can be affordable housing, and I'm probably missing one. But all those proposals come in each and every year. So this year they're due on December 13th, Friday by 12 p.m. And then once all those are in, they'll get submitted into the CPC committee, and then they'll start having hearings, and then they will vote on the final projects to move forward. And I think this year we have over $1 million. I think it's probably like $1.5 million that we have some flexibility on for projects this year. And a lot of the projects and the things that's been happening around the city come from CPC, which is really great. For instance, right now, we're doing that project down Lower Atkinson. That's a CPC fund. That's the Pioneer League, where we're putting in the sidewalk all the way down from Moulton to Plummer. And we're going to have off-street parking area, so people don't have to back up onto Merrimack Street anymore. So it's going to make it a lot more safe down there. So that's happening with CPC funds. We just did that Woodman Park basketball court, which I was at a couple weeks ago for the Mayor's Corner. We'll do that ribbon cutting in the spring, but that was a really great project. And the Knock tennis courts, the 3 other courts that we're doing right now at the middle school, that was CPA funds as well. So a lot of great projects each and every year. That's really the fun part. And I think I'm so lucky to have Kim Turner, my projects manager, on staff here in the mayor's office. She tackles a lot of those projects. And again, just look at all the great work that's happening all around the city. So those are really great projects to start and finish, right? And that's what we're always trying to do here in the city. Lastly, I'll give a quick Brown School update. Kmart, I signed that deal. That's behind us. Brown School, we had a great meeting this week. There was a couple communications that had come into the City Council, and when communications come in, they can just receive and file them, and that kind of like puts them away, or they can send them to committee, so it gives people a chance to talk about it. So I thought Heather Shand, who was the chair of Planning and Development, did a great thing by sending them to committee and then allowing people to come in. And it was really just a big public comment session on Tuesday. And it was standing room only here, which was great. I mean, you don't see a lot of meetings that well attended, but that certainly was one of them, where I was literally bringing chairs into City Council chambers for people to sit down. And like I said, this is still a really emotional issue for a lot of people, but I was just thrilled with all the people that came out in support of the plan. And again, many of the neighbors that live around the Brown School certainly, I think, appreciated that we were trying to get to a compromise on what to do with that building. So that was really great to see. So after that, I mean, again, it was about an hour and a half of public comment, and then they received and filed those communications. So, we're still at where we're at, right? Like the RFP process is over. We've gone with the one plan. For those of you that were still kind of hoping that there was a chance for the Y to be involved here, as of right now, that's not a possibility because we've closed out that RFP process. So we've picked the Zeta company to work with. Zaina was actually at the meeting on Tuesday night, and she addressed the crowd, and I thought she just did a great job. So it's still a negotiation. We're still working together. I think what we heard from the crowd is that we need to get as much affordability into that project as possible, and Zaina's committed to do that. And what I said to everybody as well is that I won't bring a project to City Council for approval that I don't feel is a win for the city. So that's where we're at, right? And I know we have a lot of work to do to get that affordability up. I mean, I'd like to have, I think 29 units is probably the most amount of units you could put there if you're just going to use the school building. I think, removing the gym for green space, like a nice park there, along with the playground and the basketball courts, and then some added extra parking there, really benefits the neighborhood a lot there as well. And then, the 29 units, to get up to as close to 50% or over 50% of affordable units as possible. So again, my goal is to get 15 out of the 29 to be affordable units, and then to drop that down and increase the amount of affordability to 60% average median income. So those are my goals, and we'll have to see if we end up there. And I think we've probably got a good 2 months here to make this happen. So we'll continue to work with Zeta behind the scenes, and I'll keep updating the council and updating you of where we're at. But it's kind of all hands on deck right now. We're trying to reach out to the state. There's a lot of affordable housing dollars out there right now that we'd like to get our hands on to help make this project a reality, and we're excited about it. So I'll keep you posted there. Finally, let's just talk about Thanksgiving week. So I probably won't do a Mayor's Corner next week. So this will probably be my Thanksgiving episode for everybody, and I'll let everyone just enjoy their time with friends and family next week. But like I was saying before, I loved Thanksgiving since I was a little kid. But when I got older, what I loved about it, like being in college and getting on that plane to come home, and that night before Thanksgiving, where it's just great to get out and see people. Newburyport's usually buzzing. You can go anywhere on the night before Thanksgiving, and there's going to be a crowd, and it's all about people catching up with one another and seeing friends that haven't been in town for a long time. So it's great. So that part of it is great. So next week there's a lot of fun things going on, especially now that I'm mayor, I get to do. So first, on Tuesday, there is the Rotary Club of Newburyport and Amesbury put on a luncheon between the Amesbury and Newburyport football teams. This year it's in Newburyport, so the city is hosting the luncheon. It's going to be at the Elks Hall. It's a fun day. They do a lot of fun things at the meeting. Mayor Gove and I get a chance to speak, and we usually talk a lot about the history of this game. It's the 101st game this year. Last year was the 100th game, so that's pretty cool. I mean, talk about history and football and Newburyport. I mean, the 101st time that these two teams have played is pretty cool. At the game, I'll go to the game on Thursday. I get to do the coin toss, I think, this year, and we're going to kind of honor last year's team that had a big win over at Amesbury, so that should be a lot of fun. It's going to be a little chilly that day, but it's going to be great that we're here in Newburyport. And then for Thanksgiving, I go to my sister-in-law's, who grew up here in Newburyport but now lives in Beverly, and we have a big crowd. My father-in-law has a big family from Fall River area that comes up. We have some people out in around the Westford area that come. So, and it's about 30, 35 people there. So it is a big crowd, and it's a lot of fun because we don't get to see that family very often. And then the rest of the time, my side of the family will be in town at that time too. So I'll get to see them throughout the week and on Friday. Oh, one thing I didn't forget to mention is I get to go to Color Day on Wednesday too. A lot of people don't know what Color Day is. It's as old as the game that's played on Thursday, right? So Color Day is the big pep rally at the high school for the Thanksgiving game. And the freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior class all compete against each other. And they're competing for this Clipper jug that is awarded to the winners of Color Day. And each class does something. Some do a song, some do a skit, some do a video, others do a chant, so a poster parade. I mean, that's what it was when I was there. But there's all these little things that the classes compete against each other, and it's pretty fun. They usually call me up on stage, and I try to get everyone riled up. But it's pretty cool. So I look forward to that too. But it's just a fun week. But I hope you all have a fun week. There's a lot going on in the city. I have an incredible amount of things that I am thankful for, and I'm thankful just to be here as your mayor and getting to do this job every day. So again, you're not going to see me on the Mayor's Corner next week, but I hope you all have a wonderful Thanksgiving. Look out for one each other, have fun, and I will see you all next time on the Mayor's Corner.